So good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us, those of you, wherever you are in the world, joining us and hosting us with our great friend, Ami. So this week, and again, as the Kabbalists explain, every week it's have its own unique gifts. And gifts, what is a gift? You know, when someone give you a gift, spoke about it last week, but when someone give you a gift, you don't feel it's a giving. Gift, when you're gifting someone with something, a gift is a connection. It's not, I give, now you have to give me back. A gift is something I'm doing it from the goodness of my heart. And it meant you give a gift not to a stranger, you give a gift to a friend, right? That's how they call it. Let me go. I'm going to see a friend. I'm giving a gift. It's a connection. And every week, the creator of this world thought about us from the beginning of the creation and filled every week with tons of gifts, so many gifts. And the gifts that we're talking about comes in form of messages and obviously secrets of the universe. So this universe has many, many secrets that we meant to reveal in our life, to our personal life, and for the world. And those of us who are not progressing in life and stay what we call superficial, just okay with what it means, okay to how it look like, not really digging a little bit deeper, not really investigating a little bit more, cannot grow higher. It's like we always learn, a tree grows as high as they can go down, right? A building, you see those buildings in New York growing up, but before construction, you see how they dig deep in the roots of everything. Why is that important to understand? Because we have this week a beautiful gift, the gift of Binah. Now I understand what is Binah, the gift of Binah. What is the gift of Binah? We know that the Kabbalists explain within us, there are 10 different layers, 10 different, what we call sfirot, the holy sfirot, a very precious, very holy aspect of what we call the creator within us. And every time you act in a specific, behavior or specific action in a way of the creator, that sphira, that place within you starts shining light to the world. For example, if someone does, let's say, for example, healing with your hands, right? So it's not the hand healing, right? It's your consciousness healing. But if your hand, which represented by the vessel, right, represent a vessel that you're using to heal and to help others, or even if you work, you're helping to arrange, even my friend right now, help cutting some vegetable, cutting something, is the hands seems like a vessel that is being used to serve, to help. Therefore, the hand have some more energy or connection to what we call the sfirot, the holy sfirot, that are starting to beam and shine through that individual to the world and to their own life. Like that, everything like that, in our eyes, all the body functionality have those holy sfirot, which we call sfirot, meaning is the tree of life mechanism that works. Or if a person is just connected to himself and not doing anything of sharing, doesn't do anything to influence the world, those sfirot are concealed. What do you mean concealed? They are covered with layers. Like if I take a nightstand and the light is on, and I put a cover, right, a shawl over that, and I put another one, and I put another one, but the light's still on, but I experiencing darkness, but the light is on. So that's exactly how it works. What is the gift that we're receiving this week? Is accessing the energy of Binah. What is the Binah? It's what we call the eighth level within us. So if you're counting from 8 going down until what we call Malchut, this world, this physical world, we meant to bring all the light of our soul, all the light that is exist technically into this world. Whatever you're capable of doing in your life, that's what you're meant to do as far as like revealing light to the world. So in order to understand, in order to connect to the energy, what we call Binah, right? Binah is spelled B-I-N-A. We know that I need to have a connection to Binah. It exists within us, but you don't have access without consciousness. Consciousness makes the connection. Once you have that consciousness, maybe one time, you connected one time. If you're thinking about it the whole day, you connected the whole day. It's really the amount of consciousness that you have, the strength of your consciousness that you have, allow that sphera, what we call that beam, that channel within you. You know, in Eastern philosophy, they call it a chakra. We have different chakras, right? The third eye, the this and that, all of those chakras, right? Kabbalistically, it's come from that place. This is, we all have those sphirot that needs to beam and shine the light to this world. Let's understand what is Binah, because it's a huge, tremendous opportunity in this particular time. It's the force, let's put it this way. What is Binah? An unlimited intelligence. The power is we call it the infinite intelligence that exists within us. What is Binah? It's the source, it's the storage of infinite intelligence. Not about being smart. It's about everything is being connected. That's what Binah is. Binah is everything that is unknown to everything that is known. That's Binah. That's the pipe. That's that pipe that we need. For example, if you see a child that doesn't understand that the electricity is dangerous, right? So they have Binah. They have that consciousness Binah, but is unavailable, right? Because it's covered. The kid doesn't know that if he sticks his finger in the socket, it's dangerous. So you come and you explain to them with your Binah, with your understanding, you know. So a piece of information you share with them changes their life, right? That child now changed his life because you explain something that can be very much either beneficial for them or very damaging for them. Does that make sense to everybody? So all what we do with Kabbalah, all what we need to do with the wisdom of Kabbalah is to share it. We're not forcing anybody to do that, to behave this way. We're suggesting that wisdom can really enlighten your life, like that child. Once you know, you make a connection, and your job is to maintain a connection. To what? Today, this week, it's called Binah, which means an infinite intelligence that is buried within you. So let me share with you how it works Kabbalistically. I don't share with you anything new. Nothing that I'm going to share with you today and every other week, every week that I'm sharing this wisdom. I don't claim it's something new that never been heard before, maybe sometime for me. But what we do and what the Kabbalists explain, when you study Kabbalah, you just awaken what's already is within you. That's what it is. The reason you agreed something within you says like, wow, that's interesting. Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, wow. The reason it's happening is because I read everything that exists within us. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You hear or you're listening to this lecture, whatever you listen, maybe in a year or 2 or 5, who knows? That's when you're available to access the infinite intelligence within you. When you read a book, you don't read the book over there. You read the book over here. That's the difference. Because we cannot seek for something outside of ourselves. I mean, you can, but it seems like you're always going to be empty. You're always going to see, you're going to experiencing lack all the time, as opposed to what? Accessing all the time. I want to read a book to access what exists within me. I want to speak to that individual. I want to hear the class to hear what's available within me. We know, it's like I always share this simple example. Sometimes the simplicity of Kabbalah, it's just amazing. You know, that we know that, you know, if I take a little piece of metal and I magnetize that piece, it can lift 10 times more from its weight. You know that? Simple rule. The same piece of metal, if it's magnetized, it can lift 10 times more. Us, an individual who have or plugged into Binah consciousness within them, can handle 20 or 100 times more of what they can handle today. So for example, let's say in your movie, in your life movie, there's a moment that you need to receive $10 million check. But that $10 million, like $10 million, because majority of us, not every single day, receive $10 million check. But let's say in your movie, there's a $10 million check needs to come. But because your vessel, let's say, for example, I always give that simple example. Can I use that cup? If I put boiling water in a plastic cup, what will happen? It will all crumble and melt. It needs the appropriate vessel. It needs the appropriate channel to funnel that. So if that $10 million will knock you down, it's never going to come to you, right? I'm just saying, if you have a connection to Binah, it's kind of like you magnetize yourself to way more wisdom to funnel through you, to way more opportunities to share with others, and way more opportunities to reveal the light of the Creator in this world, way more than what you even imagined before. The way we're looking at ourselves today is unmagnetized. We're not as magnetized. But with the consciousness, you magnetize yourself and you start drawing 20, 30, way more information, knowledge, consciousness to this world, and obviously to your life. Same thing in business. A big business is not going to come to you if your vessel going to be only about the ego, only about myself alone. You cannot funnel more. It's going to be for a waste, and technically it's not going to funnel through you. And if it's going to funnel through you, it's going to destroy you. That's the rules. It's a very specific rules. That's why we're working on ourselves. We're working on our ability to expand how we observe information, knowledge, and obviously what type of consciousness we connected to. Here we're connecting to this consciousness that is funneling to this world from cosmic energy, not because someone came to a class and says, oh, let's talk about that. I think that's the energy. No, I don't come here and say, oh, I think we should talk about that. No, it's what available is all the research and all the investigation we do throughout the weeks, the days. That's what is being revealed to us. So first of all, everybody understand what it means. Binah is the source of the infinite intelligence that needs to be funneled to this world and through your life, to your life. We need to understand by ourselves, without connection to the source, we almost like a leaf that's flying in the wind. No roots, no connection. Every wind that blows, oh, I'm losing it. Oh, I feel grounded. Now a wind came. Now I feel ungrounded. Everything tilt me to here or tilt me to there. We need to be able to connect to the source, to the root, that nothing is shaking us. Nothing is moving us. That is what we have this week. Grounding our energy into a funnel that will channel to our life and to others endless intelligence. That's the first idea that we want to awaken, obviously, from within us. Second thing is, in this week, there is a story we're going to, maybe going to, some people who read the Bible and thinking it's a very interesting story. I don't think it's an interesting story. I think it's just a code that's been given to us in frame of a story. It's not I'm thinking, I know, Kabbalistically. So within that story of this week, there's a beautiful understanding that comes. In the story, they're building what we call the tabernacle, Mishkan. And everybody gave money to it. Everybody gave their effort to it. They rebuilt it twice already. And now it's ready. And comes Moses, everybody know Moses from the Bible, from the Torah. And he comes to them and says, now you're going to see the fire of the light of the Creator shine into that. They finish building. Day one, nothing happened. Everybody comes waiting. Oh, when is the show going to start? Nothing happened. Every day, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody wait. Nothing. We're waiting. Only at the 8th day, that's happening right now. The fire, everything was took a momentum and really brought the light of the Creator. Everything was like incredible, like a firework that you see, like the biggest 4th of July in one moment. Way more than that. I just don't know how to describe it in words. Sometimes when you don't have any words to describe something, that's the best moment, right? Because you remember the time that you saw someone and you did not have any word to express the moment. How did you describe it? Right? We're just like screaming or something. There's no words. Meaning sometimes when you're experiencing light moment, there's no words that can fit that moment. So anyway, then the flame came and burned all the sacrifice that they did, and everybody was happy, and so everything went well. But within that story, there's a beautiful understanding here. Beautiful understanding. Everybody's waiting for the Creator to come and burn whatever is on the altar. The light of the Creator to shine, right? Nothing. In life, we do the same thing. We use the same excuse all the time. And here this week, I would love if you can close the pipe on this type of consciousness. What is this consciousness? Again, it's very important. It's about how long am I waiting? The consciousness of I'm waiting for a long time. I'm waiting. I know, and for those of you who are involved in the spiritual work, probably know everybody's waiting, still waiting for the Messiah to come. Are you insane? Who is waiting? I'm waiting. You know how long I'm waiting? Wow. I'm waiting for so long for that moment. That consciousness has to be wiped out. It cannot be who we are. I mean, you can. There's no coercion in spirituality, but holding on a consciousness like that is just limiting everything about you. Everything about you. What does it mean? We know that we're waiting for so long. For example, the 2 sons of Aaron, the high priest, because everybody was waiting for too long, the idea of waiting, we can't wait anymore, we have to get in. We don't know what's happening. And that waiting, again, it's not to wait. It's the consciousness of, because I'm waiting. Let me explain it a little bit more, because I put some consciousness that it's so important to eliminate. You don't think this way, which means just because you patiently waiting doesn't mean that right now you're entitled for it. Some people, how long I'm waiting for to go on a date. How long I'm waiting to meet you. How long all these waiting create expectation that nobody in the world can fit into them. Your waiting consciousness, allow you, for example, because the expectation is only a birth of ego, type of, pride of soul. I'm waiting, therefore I'm entitled. Very important to remember. Or sometimes people say, no, I'm going to wait until we have some, until everybody will be happy about it, or until I have enough crowd, or I need a cheerleading. Sometimes, let's say you want to start a diet, okay? So you're waiting until you have enough cheerleaders or, support. Oh, I have 6 people going to support me on that. Okay, now I'm going to start. Oh, enough people are telling me yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that one thing. I'm waiting for that. Again, there's a couple of ideas and reasoning to wait. If you're waiting for some kind of a result, you need to know that when the result is coming, you loses a connection. You lose a connection to that particular result. I'm waiting for result, meaning I'm putting my trust, I'm putting my light into something external that will manifest as an individual, as someone. You already disconnect from what? An infinite intelligence that is in you. You're not waiting. We're not waiting to anybody. I don't need anyone to cheer me. I don't need anybody to approve me. I don't need anybody to be there. I want to, but it's not because of I need. It's not because it has to. I'm not going to do, I'm waiting until. Be very aware on the reason I have entitlement, the reason my ego takes over is because I have expectation. Now, I'm sure that everybody will say, yeah, but about if you have employees, you don't expect them to perform, right? You expect things that to be done. You need to learn to separate. One, business is business. If you pay for an employee a certain amount and a certain hour and they don't do that, meaning it's not expectation, it's simply this is the performance that needs to happen. If a person doesn't perform, it's nothing to do with me. He knows what he or she expected to do and their job. It's not me sitting there expecting them to do so and so. It's, oh, I'm expecting someone to come and buy my products. I'm expecting someone to come and do a deal with me. I'm expecting everybody to like what I'm doing. No, these expectations create a gap, a separation from the source of intelligence within you. Because if you're not going to look outside and wait, you're going to be busy in doing proactively. How can I do more? I'm not waiting until it happens. I'm going to do more. Let's say, quote unquote, while I'm waiting. Okay, while you're waiting, can you keep doing it? No, most people, when they wait, they lay back. They're waiting until something happens, then they do. Meaning you are just reactive individual and there's no proactivity. There's no system of intelligence. It's like a monkey, right? Monkey says, monkey do, right? We spoke about it a few weeks ago. Very important idea within that consciousness. Again, let's continue to the next step of that. The next step of that is the Kabbalah says, Va'i bayom hashmini, and in the 8th day. But in the 8th day, there was access to what we call the full extent of the light of the Creator. We know the 8 within us, which means it's an activation of what we call the temple within us. There is the inner temple. What is a temple? Anybody goes to a temple to do what? To connect, pray, connect, meditate, center themselves, unify themselves with some calmness or whatever they do, they connect. Within us, we need to build that temple. We need to build this type of mechanism. We know that in the 8th day, what does it mean the 8th day? The consciousness of Binah, if one have the consciousness of Binah, he can access the Mishkan, the temple. Without consciousness of Binah, you cannot access the unlimited source. What is your temple going to be used for? Myself alone? You don't need Binah for that. But if you're about to activate the temple within you, what is the temple? It's the source have a foundation for a large group of people, for a large, for the entire world. We know that this type of temple is only activated when we have the consciousness of Binah, which I explain a little bit more now. But that temple, we like to understand that this is the soul within you, right? Have unlimited, restricted. When you're talking about the soul is unrestricted, unlimited, illogical. Every time you're connected to logic and how I'm going to do it and who's going to give me, like I said, I'm waiting 2 days, 3 days, 10 days. I'm waiting for 10 years. 10 years you're waiting for that? Wow. You probably be patient. No, I lost it so many times. Meaning I was connected outside, not inside. And inside is unlimited. Our soul is no barriers. What do we need to do? Access to your temple will manifest itself in a tremendous influence to the world. You have to go through the barriers, the limitation of the body, right? What is the limitation of the body? Let's wait, let's do it tomorrow. Let's stay comfortable. Let me go in my own pace. All kind of stories that the body tell us not to shine like crazy to this world. Each one of us have a tremendous soul called Binah. Accessing to the soul is Binah consciousness. You need to disrupt markets every single day. You need to disrupt the negativity in this world. You need to shake the system of everything. Human being needs to be in that level. You imagine you would never hear a conversation about the weather. You would never. Most of us talking about the weather, about the stuff like that. The weather is just a conversation of nonsense conversation that goes nowhere. And some people get tired of that, but they continue because they don't want to embarrass the other person, or because, it is what it is, but you continue with the weather conversation. This is the conversation we need to have. This is where we meant to talk about. Again, in this moment, it's just me talking for the sake of sharing with you, but definitely we should, each one of us need to communicate throughout the week and have conversation about it. And this is the amount of conversation you want to have in your head is about Binah consciousness. What does it mean to live life with infinite intelligence? What does it mean to not waiting? What does it mean? Ask yourself this question. I'm producing. I'm disrupting the market. I'm disrupting everything around me. And it shouldn't be, it has to be in a system and organized and everything. Yeah, sometimes. But sometimes we need to, beyond the logic, beyond the brain, beyond our understanding, because that's what Binah is the word Havana. Havana meaning understanding. I get it. How many times you say I get it? How many times you say I don't get it? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. No consciousness of Binah. And what you think you get just a fraction of that. What you think you understand, look at our understanding about things. How deep do we understand things? How further down the road we going with the understanding? Sometimes okay. That's why I said most of us have okay with superficial understanding. That's not Binah, and that's not accessing your temple. That's not accessing that illogical life. Impossible become possible. No, miraculous life become normal. That's what we need to have. That's what our consciousness. That's where we go. And this is this week. This week came to disrupt the norm. Oh, it's norm that everybody's suffering. Oh, it's a norm that everybody is stupid. Oh, it's a norm that everybody is superficial. No, we need to wise up ourselves and others. We need to give people, we not allow ignorance to be part of us. Something I don't know, something is not working is because I don't have access to infinite intelligence. What do I need to do to activate it? As we said, there's many different ways to do that. Today, I want to share with you something beautiful. Again, all this idea of the consciousness of Binah. I want to speak a little bit more about Binah, because more you have it, more you're listening to it, more it's opening those channels. Okay, please understand every word we're learning about Binah, accessing more of that light. What is Binah? The force of understanding, of awareness. You know, when you enter to a room, you can be aware of 1, 2, 20 people at the same time, or million situations at the same time. You can access at the same time something that happened in the other room as a reality right now. Binah consciousness, right, is the power to understand, is the power to awakening. You know, when each one of us, you know, in our life, we say, oh, I had the awakening. Or, since my awakening, have you ever spoken this way, right? When I awaken or when I got awakened, or whatever it is, people have awakening once in life and then still riding on it. You need to every single day, being awakened more of that intelligence, awaken more of the light. You know, no, but I'm tired today. I had a long day at work. So you're not working right. Something is wrong in the way I work. What is Binah consciousness? I'll tell you what it is. It's the moment that you understand that you had the answer all along within you. You know that time? When let's say, for example, it happened to you before you lost your glasses, and all along they were on your head. I know you don't wear glasses. I just started wearing glasses, right? Have it happened to you before? Yes. It's like, where's my glasses? I don't get it. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? My phone in my hand. Where's the keys? Are in the back pocket, because you usually put them in the front pocket. No, I can't. What do you mean? All along. And what happened in the moment that you realize you had it? You feel so dumb. You feel so stupid, right? You're really beating yourself up. No. That is what we're going to have. In one day, you're going to realize about everything in your life. Boom, it's going to show to you. It's like a big screen will be open and show you all the things that you missed out. I don't want to wait. I want it today. I'm not waiting until. I want to access this Binah to understand. When you realize you all along, you had the power to heal yourself, and you wait all around the world to heal yourself, and nobody find the cure because it was there inside of you. It's the only place you didn't look for. But my soulmate, I went all over. I went to 700 different dates. I didn't find my soulmate. You know how long I'm waiting? You're going to keep waiting because it's there. The soulmate is inside you. It's not over there. You have to access it. You know how long I went every business. You know how many businesses I asked for to buy my business or to invest in my business. You're never going to find them because they are there. And in one moment, you're going to realize that the shift that you do allow you to see it. The shift that you do internally allow you. That Binah consciousness is bypassing every limitation. You gotta go through that. You have to understand Binah. It's the ultimate storage of infinite intelligence, infinite possibilities. This is where we're going on. It's inside. You know what Binah? It's your only protection. Some people think, oh, I'm going to get some security guards. You know, I came to my friend to visit in Mexico City like a week ago. We had, I think, a week or two almost. You know, and I go in a armed car, armed security. Why do I need this armed car? You think the armed car will protect me? I'm going to go outside of the car. If somebody want to hurt you, it's not going to hurt you in the car. It's going to hurt you after, okay? That's not a protection. Binah, it's that clarity that everything is inside of you. That's your protection. The protection of Binah allow you to be protected when you stop looking outside and chasing after dreams that are not even there in that illusionary world. This is our protection. And from the other side, you know what Binah is? Like, I cannot even tell you. You know, the Kabbalists explain, you know, even closely to that. Let's put it this way. How many breakthroughs you had in the last 20 years? how many tremendous breakthrough you had in the last 20 years. You can count them sometime. For some people, they can count them on one hand. How many hairs do you have? Some people don't have hair. But in a normal head, right? How many hairs do you have?
A lot.
How many?
10 million.
10 million. This is how many breakthrough you need to have in your life. Breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. Endless breakthrough. That's Binah. Oh, it's a video. Oh. This is how many breakthrough we need to have. Every thought that comes to you, more than that, meant to funnel a breakthrough in your life. You know how many thoughts you have? You know what we meant to, you know how much we need to break through in this world? We're doing, the world is doing, but this is how far I am. This is how I need to awaken that. I need to awaken, I'm so far. That is a vessel, that is a drawing that. Next thing is, it speaks about, again, why we bring it up, because it speaks about specific food. Some people think it's about kosher or not kosher, if Jewish or Christian or Muslim, it doesn't matter who you are. There are specific items that you eat, types of food that you eat, that you need to be protected from. People don't know. The body thinks it's okay, it's a luxury, it's the most exclusive, it's the most this, it's the most whatever, blah blah blah. But for the spirit of who you are, it's a distraction. Just to pay attention that sometimes when you eat food, you become cruel and you don't even know. You become mean and you don't even know. You're not a mean person, but because that behavior or that specific animal is that essence, it's really become you. Whatever you eat, that's what you become. You heard it. No, I mean, I don't need to.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. So your spirit become mean spirit, become cruel, hurting others on purpose because the food you eat, not because you really want to do it. It's influencers. There's food who makes you want to be fake. You don't even know, but you fake. Pretending to be something, I don't like it. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's because if you check what you ate yesterday, that's what it makes you do. Every animal, that's why people think eating kosher is because of whatever reason, the animal and the way all of that, again, it's not the class for now, but you have to make sure that you understand it's not about from the religious point of view. I don't think anyone in the religious world know why they're eating kosher, why they don't eat this type of items of food, this type of this, every food allow you to extract. That's why you want to be as close as you can to your maximum potential of being close to your purity. So obviously work on what you eat. Start elimination process and then add slowly and say, wow, I eat that, fish, I feel great. I eat that, I feel a bit down. Check, because it's easy. It comes right away. When you eat, you can find right away. So try sometime not to mix too much and then learn to eliminate and then add and see how you feel. How's your energy? How is your excitement? Are you too tired? Are you not? And again, this is a very important part in the food as well to allow us to do that. The last thing I want to share with you is the idea of Binah, another idea. And that's the last one. And then if you have any questions, you can think about them, or if you have any discussion you want to share, we can do it. Binah is the storage that we call the 50th gate. What does it mean? We know, let's understand again, you have to understand what it means, gate. Gate is a vessel. There are 50 gates to elevate ourselves to what we call unlock the storage of Binah, of this, what we're talking about, this infinite intelligence. In the, what we call, everybody remember the story of Egypt. The Israelites were slaves in Egypt. Okay, Moses, 10 plagues. We're going to speak about it as we go in the next month. And boom, in the last day, the last plague, boom, Pharaoh says, okay, I'm going to let them go. Spiritually, to understand what happened, the Israelite, they fell to 49 gates of impurity. The same way there is gate to unlock your infinite intelligence, there are different barriers, 50 different barriers to activate that, what we call the Binah consciousness. So in that last moment, obviously the light of the Creator can shine this time in this month. As I said, it's very important time that the Creator give us a gift in the next few weeks, funneling to this world, elevating, because we're falling sometimes, we don't even know how many layers of falling. If you pay attention, sometimes when you do something negative, you're immediately accessing more negativity after, because it's attracted. It's attracting one after the other. Therefore, in order to elevate, at 50, I don't even know where I am, I'm in 20 or 30. No, what we want to do in one day, in one moment, in 1 second, you can access everything. It's not like something that has to happen in a process of a year. You can, in a day, in a moment, can access that. Happened to you before that you had a girlfriend, or you had a boyfriend, or you had a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, that from a little conversation it became like a huge argument. You don't even know how it started. Happened to you before? Like, I thought we were just talking, and like I just share, and this like, wow, became like a huge explosive conversation, or even broke up sometime. What happened? What just happened? In one moment, we fell down all those 50 gates, and we completely disconnected. Completely. And in one moment, I don't feel connected anymore. It's not the process of years. One thing that we need to understand is this gate of Binah. Binah is the 50th gate, right? It says, what is Binah? 50 sha'arei kedusha, 50 gates of holiness, right? The initial is cheshek. What is cheshek in English?
Desire, want.
Desire, want, excitement, right? Like happened to you before when someone, I don't know, cooked. Oh, let's say you ask someone, hey, can you make me something? Not a first-time guest, but let's say family or something. When they're doing something for you without cheshek. What is cheshek? They really don't want to do it, but they do it. Okay, I'll do it. I don't want, I'll do it, right? You know what I'm talking about? Because there's no desire to do that, but they doing it, but you feel it in their, right? I don't have the cheshek. I don't have the passion to do it. Do you like to go to buy from someone who have no passion? When someone with passion, you feel like, wow, something's going on. Because let's say I make you, can someone come and tell you, oh, I make you this, or I make you that, right? But they say, I don't feel like doing it. Do you want from someone to say, I don't feel like doing it? So I don't want someone to, you like to feel pity and favor, someone do a favor for you, right? You like, why not? Right? Don't do it. Thank you. Thank you. I don't need you to do that. If you don't have the cheshek, if you don't have that excitement, that flame, if you don't have that desire to everything that you do, there is no flow. There is no awakening. What is Binah? When you cannot contain yourself anymore. This is Binah. Like what happening to me right now, right? So in a way, every time I'm studying this wisdom, or I'm thinking about, I'm sharing with this, you cannot contain yourself, which means this excitement, this cheshek, that light that comes through this wisdom, burning away all the stories that your mind telling you, all that history or statistic, right? Statistic or all of those history that we're building on, and all the nonsense story that our mind telling us, no, they're gonna think, they're gonna say, he's gonna like it, she's not gonna like it. Who cares? Why am I busy with that? The cheshek, the excitement, the passion in your work, burn away all the story, the limitation, the covering around, and only the light flow there. So one, if you feel someone is cooking food for you, but he cook it because there's no passion there, there's no excitement, there's no real desire there, right? You feel it in the food. Do you feel it or not? Imagine if I'll share this class this way. Okay, so yeah, you should have desire. Life is good. If you want to be spiritual, you can. Right? It's boring. It's boring to hear someone speaking like professor, right? The professor, right? How excited he was on the professor. But if you go to sometime, some teachers, or some kind of a speaker, put you to sleep, right? Here you sleep because of the energy. And because of you there, it's so hard, man. I know it's so hard. But this is what we want. Everything you do, inject the cheshek. Cheshek meaning you are in charge of bringing the light of Binah to activate. It's not going to happen miraculously. But if you do things with passion, if you do things with excitement, if you do things without calculation, you create breakthrough. You create a funnel that eventually can penetrate all those gates that were locked into accessing an unlimited intelligence that is buried within us, but we have to do that. You have that consciousness, you can definitely accessing Binah and all the blessings that are waiting for us and for the world. I think it's good for tonight. Anybody have any question, anything that wasn't clear for you? Anyone want to share something? Please. Yes.
I have a question. You mentioned the word waiting, that we shouldn't be waiting.
Yes.
But sometimes you just have to rest and allow things to happen.
Depend for what. Listen, let's say, for example, you want to bake a bread. If you want to bake a bread, you make in the dough and then you let it rest. While it's rest is coming to its own time and moment. I think that's
that's where I got confused. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
When there is, let's say, for example, I don't know, you're going up the elevator, right? You're waiting till the elevator come down. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about that I'm not taking an action until I see, until they come, until there are enough people, until there is, you know how Kabbalah started in the world? With one person, right? And he says, what do I need? I need another person. That's it. I'm not waiting until there's no 10,000 people, I'm not going to spread Kabbalah. No, I have another person. Oh, you wait until the third one? No, let's go get the third. Let's go get the fourth, right? There are processes in life, which we're talking about the physical world. Okay, you allow it to rise up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking that when we're using that same mechanism and waiting until someone will come, will redeem me, or maybe until that investor will feel that I'm ready. I'm waiting until they will find me attractive. I'm waiting until maybe God will send a message to this. No. Or waiting for the Messiah. There's a big conversation about that. Any religion, they're waiting for the Redeemer. That's the most silliest things that you can ever hear. Waiting? We making that happen. I'm redeeming myself. I'm not waiting until some Moses will come and release me. That's not going to happen. Is it clear for you? Yeah.
Benjamin, Emilio had a question about why is Binah available now?
In the time between Purim and Passover, you cannot elevate to the energy of Passover if you don't have that energy. Meaning you can, it happens automatically, but technically it's not going to last. Okay? So you can, in Passover comes, I'm going to speak more about what it means, the spiritual. Actually, I'm doing Wednesday, 2 o'clock New York time. I think 2 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock in Israel time, 7 p.m. Israel time every Wednesday. Is it 12 or 2? I don't know. Anyway, 7 p.m. Israel time, I do 4-week seminar in Hebrew to Israel about Passover. So I'm definitely going to share with all of you the opportunity, but it's nothing to do with anything that we ever saw before. It's not a holiday to celebrate family because we got out of Egypt. No, we're celebrating because we have access to Binah. This is all what we celebrate. This is the 50th gate of Binah is being released in Passover. So cosmically. But this week happened to be that this is this week. Usually it comes around the same time. But because it's a leap year, the portion, the dime is separated. So now we have access, is preparation to elevate way, way stronger.
And you mentioned, you posed this question, what can I do to activate the infinite intelligence of Binah?
Okay, that's a good question. So anybody can answer because I shared a few ideas. Ken, who want to share? Few things. Everybody understood the question?
How do you share the?
How can I access what?
The wait.
Mhm.
Not desire.
Say again? What's the question?
The question is what do I do to activate the infinite intelligence of Binah? And one thing you said is learn more about Binah. The idea of learning about it accesses it.
That's
But
one.
yeah.
Knowing makes the connection. Knowing of Binah makes the connection. Second, yes. My friend says what?
Don't wait.
Stop waiting. Stop the waiting for anything. I'm waiting until client will come. I'm going to the client. I'm waiting until someone will like me. No, I'm going to go and find who I like and I'm going to go. I'm going to go and not waiting. The waiting consciousness, create expectation. So that has to be eliminate from your diet. Okay. You don't wait and you don't have expectation from anyone, just you. That's pure. Yes. What else? Any idea? Other idea that you heard?
At the end, you mentioned excitement, like the
cheshek,
cheshek,
which is passion, desire, excitement about it, fire about it. It's burned away all the limitations of the Binah. Yes. Anybody else thought about something else? Okay. Anyone have other question? Yeah. What? And then remind us the food that you eat. Also, the food that you eat is really either blocking all those what you call chakras, those sfirot, or allow them to be released. Food is very important in your body. Like we said, you become what you eat, right?
So what do you mean specifically? Like animal products? Is that what you?
Anything.
Like avoid animal products?
Yeah. Animal, grains, fruits, anything that you eat that is not good for you, that you feel like it doesn't really function well in my body. Okay. but definitely animal that are more closely to human. In human, there are all the 4 different layers or kingdom. The mineral kingdom, the vegetation kingdom, right? The animal kingdom, where is the cat walking around? The animal kingdom, and the medaber, which is the human. In order to access human, the power of human, which is the power we call Binah, you have to overcome all those layers, right? You have to master them, right? So obviously, animal product is, I'm not suggesting to be vegan or vegetarian. That's not what I'm suggesting, right? Because for some people, that's not good, right? Some people need that energy. Some people don't need that to access, okay? But why animal? Because when you eat animal, is closely to the human, right? It's like a 1 level before the human. Because most of us are still only in, I would like to say nicely, an animal. Do you feel it sometimes?
When you eat it?
No. When you become an animal, sometimes we have an animal behavior.
If you get an animalistic feeling when you maybe too much red meat or.
No, not just that. Even now, even our nature, sometimes
Yeah.
we are in an animal. Just look at yourself eating. Tell me if it doesn't look sometimes
you're
animal,
super hungry and you're like.
right? Sometimes when you do that, sometimes when you know, in different ways, you see sometimes animal behavior. Sometimes we don't even pay attention. Oh, that was an animalistic behavior, and we don't know it's because.
We see it on the street all the time in New York.
But that's the point. That's what we wanna change it up. You understand? We wanna bring it to humanity. Okay, so sometime stop eating animals will stop the animalistic way. But for some people, we cause them to be like no desire, right? Sometimes the eating the animal causing awaken a desire. So that's why it's important what animal, where, how. It's very important. What's happening in the world is not a coincidence why all these movements of food and organic and where you eat it from and how you eat it and all of those, you know, consciousness about food and all of that is not a coincidence. It's because the Creator says, guys, if you're not going to overcome that, we cannot even get closer to humanity. We cannot. So very important part. Yeah. So how you eat as well and what you eat. Yes. Any other ideas? Yeah. Last thing that just to finalize, we know there is a section that speaks about the red heifer. This is this week. What is the red heifer? It's a known concept. It speaks about the red heifer. There has to be a cow, a red cow that, again, just to understand that, again, many people think you have to find a red cow and this. Back in the year, they used to look and to find it, but Zohar said it's not meant to be literal. It's not literal. It's the consciousness. What is the consciousness? So the story goes is that you have to find a cow that never worked a day. She have to be all red, not even a single hair on her, dark or white, has to be red, complete. Then they burn it, right? They sacrifice that cow, and it's cleansed the entire nation. That's great. When was the last time you saw it happening? Probably 3,000 years ago. It doesn't. So who cares about it? Because it's never meant to be literal. It's not about the literal way. What is the secret? I'll just share with you. We don't have much time to get into it, but it's a very important secret. Red represents within us the desire to receive. The desire to receive. That's why when you see someone wearing red, what are they looking for?
Attention.
Attention. Everybody knows that, right? So even the person who wearing it doesn't even know that they subconsciously they're looking for attention. They have desire. That's why in Shabbat, when we're doing the kiddush, the blessing over the wine, we're using what wine? Red wine. Red is drawing more, desire more. So what does it mean? One need to expand their desire to have an unlimited desire to receive. But, and there's a little but, I'm burning. What am I burning? I'm burning the vessel of receiving for the self alone. That nothing of that receiving will be about me. It's only going to be about revealing the light of the Creator in this world. It's only about influence, goodness, and peaceful to this world. Nothing for me. He says, why? That's how he cleansed the entire, because if you will be able to take the entire desire to receive for the self alone of every individual in this world, in 1 second, everything will be changed. It's just the desire to receive for the self alone that doesn't let people see the truth. That's why he says I have to burn it away to ashes, right? So, the ashes, what? Because from ashes nothing grows. You can't even relit it. You can't do anything from ashes. So you have to burn down your desire to receive for the self alone. Desire to receive, yes, greater desire to receive. But for the self alone, this week, I'm burned. The more you burn of that desire to receive for the self alone, I don't want any more for me, enough. You burn it, there's ashes anymore. That's when you that's when you become a channel for everybody in this world. More you burn that away, again, not to receive just for me. That's the consciousness of Paraduma, the red heifer. So thank you, everyone. It was beautiful to be with you. Please, we're asking for an assistant. Adam, you want to share with them what we're doing every week?
Yeah.
Please.
So one, we're going to start going back to in-person. So thanks everybody and Ami and everyone else who's going to be hosting in the next couple of weeks. Two is we're transitioning the recordings from Google Drive. We're going to start doing everything on YouTube, and we're going to also launch a podcast. So after this, I'll send everybody a link to the YouTube. Please jump on there, send it to friends. It's just easier to watch. It's easier to find. If anyone's really good at YouTube and YouTube marketing, please let me know. We'd love for more people to find all this incredible content that Benjamin's creating. Or if anyone's really good on the podcast side, I'd also love your help.
Or editing.
Yeah, sound editing, video
Nice.
editing, lighting, whatever that is.
So thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ami, for hosting us. Beautiful, beautiful connection here. And thank you for watching. If you're watching later on, if not, thank you for being you. Bye. Bye.